Elena Rivera, a modest secretary, was tired of being humiliated by her arrogant ex-boyfriend Marcos, who still taunted her at work months after their breakup. With the company's annual party approaching, and knowing Marcos would show up with a new date to provoke her, Elena decided to take control. She searched online for a professional date and hired a man named William $4,500. William's profile stood out, elegant, mysterious, and far too polished for someone offering such services at that price. Curious but determined, Elena met him at a quiet cafe to discuss the plan. Their agreement was simple. William would pose as her boyfriend for one night, following a believable backstory. Yet something about his demeanor, confidence, and appearance didn't match the role of a typical hired companion. The next day, William asked for more details about her workplace, her ex, and their story. He listened closely, preparing as if for a corporate role, not a casual escort job. Elena couldn't shake the feeling that William was more than he claimed to be. Their fake love story was crafted carefully. They met by chance at a cafe, bonded over small moments, and had been dating for 2 months. William, playing the role of a traveling consultant, seemed to know exactly what to say and how to act. As the party approached, Elena realized she may have hired more than a date, possibly someone who could change her life forever. Elena continued preparing for the company party with William, who impressed her with his sharp memory and unexpectedly deep knowledge of finance and business strategy. When she mentioned her company's recent restructuring, his follow-up questions were unusually specific. Curious, Elena asked if he had studied business. William answered vaguely but later admitted his full name was William Jang, 32 years old, Manhattan resident, and formerly worked in investments. Now, he occasionally took on roles like this for fun. Elena found the explanation strange but chose not to dig further. Before they left the cafe, William reminded her about their safety code. If anything got uncomfortable, say, white wine, 3 times. Trust me, he added with a cryptic smile. At the party, Elena arrived early in a navy blue dress. William soon appeared, dressed in a perfectly tailored black suit, exuding elegance and power. He didn't look like a hired date, he looked like a CEO. They mingled effortlessly. William charmed co-workers, remembered names, and even impressed Paolo from finance with his insights. When Marcos finally approached, tension spiked. He tried to isolate Elena, but she stood her ground, with William calmly backing her up. Marcos retreated, clearly unsettled. Later, while dancing, Elena complimented William on his smooth handling of Paolo's questions. "Where did you learn all that?" she asked. William smiled and replied simply, "Experience." When she pressed, he deflected, "Let's enjoy the evening. We'll talk tomorrow." Elena knew then, this man wasn't just playing a role. He was hiding something much bigger. Elena was about to question William further when Ricardo, the COO of her company, recognized his last name. "Jang, sounds familiar," he said, narrowing his eyes. William stayed composed, but Elena sensed tension. Ricardo asked if he had any relatives at Jang Capital, a major investment firm. William gave a vague reply, brushing it off, but Ricardo kept watching him all night. Later, as Elena left in a taxi, she asked William directly about Jang Capital. He only smiled and wished her good night. Suspicious, Elena did some research at home. She discovered that Jang Capital was a billion-dollar firm, founded by W. Jang. The coincidence felt too strong. At work the next day, coworkers commented on William's charm. But Paolo from finance expressed doubts. William's financial knowledge was too deep for an ordinary consultant. He'd ask specific questions only insiders would know. Unable to shake her curiosity, Elena called William. He invited her to dinner at his place. When she arrived, she was stunned. The luxury apartment in Manhattan didn't match the lifestyle of someone who earned $500 a night. Over wine and dinner, Elena confronted him. William finally admitted he had worked at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. Now, he managed his own investments. When she pressed for more, he simply said, "What really matters is that I won't hurt you or complicate your life." Though some questions remained unanswered, Elena realized William was far more than he appeared, and possibly hiding much more. Elena grew increasingly suspicious of William, questioning why someone with his financial expertise would work as a hired date. William avoided answering directly, saying he enjoyed meeting people who didn't know who he truly was. During dinner at his luxurious apartment, Elena overheard part of a mysterious phone call mentioning investors and meetings. Though she enjoyed his company, she couldn't shake the feeling that he was hiding something. The next day, she searched online but found little about William. Eventually, she discovered an old finance magazine photo showing someone who resembled him. To dig deeper, she visited Roberto, a financial journalist friend. He revealed that Jang Capital, a fast-growing and secretive investment firm, had invested heavily in Group, Elena's company. The firm's owner remained anonymous, adding to the mystery. That evening, William asked to meet. At a quiet cafe, Elena confronted him about Jang Capital. William finally admitted he wasn't just a freelance consultant, he was the founder, president, and main shareholder of Jang Capital. Shocked, Elena questioned why he would pretend to be someone else. William explained that being a CEO constantly was exhausting, and he sometimes needed a break from that life. Though he claimed he never lied, Elena struggled to process the truth. She realized she was falling for a man she didn't fully know, and who had carefully kept his real identity hidden, raising questions about trust, power, and the complicated line between personal and professional lives. William revealed to Elena that he pretends to be an escort not for money, but to experience genuine interactions with people who don't know his true identity. Elena was shocked and angry, feeling humiliated for paying $500 to a billionaire pretending to be her boyfriend. Despite William's insistence that his feelings for her were real, Elena decided to end their relationship, feeling betrayed and hurt. That night, William sent Elena a heartfelt message, insisting that nothing he felt was fake and asking to talk, but Elena ignored it, unsure if she could trust him. The next day at work, Elena noticed her colleagues acting strangely around her. Soon, she received an urgent meeting request from her company's COO, Ricardo Mendez. In the meeting, Elena was confronted with troubling news. William was allegedly involved in suspicious financial activities that could jeopardize her position at the company. She was pressured to end her relationship with William to protect the company's reputation or face possible termination. Marcos, a co-worker, revealed he had initiated the investigation, warning Elena that William was dangerous. Feeling cornered and betrayed by her workplace, Elena refused to break up with William, viewing the company's demands as blackmail. As she left the meeting, she noticed William outside the building, no longer the reserved man she knew but a confident figure in a sharp suit, surrounded by men in suits. This sight left her questioning who William truly was and what his real intentions might be. William arrived at Elena's office building dressed as a high-ranking executive, demanding to see Ricardo Mendez immediately without an appointment. Shocked, Elena confronted him, and William revealed he was there to protect her from unjust treatment. Ricardo and other executives appeared, visibly nervous, as William accused them of threatening to fire Elena based on false information about his financial dealings. William calmly explained that the alleged suspicious activities were legal and part of standard business operations. He also disclosed that his company, Jang Capital, was a major investor in the group and that he was one of the company's shareholders. This revelation shocked Ricardo and Sandra, who realized they had misjudged the situation. William warned that any retaliation against Elena would have serious legal and financial consequences. He demanded a formal apology and the immediate dismissal of Marcos Silva, who had abused his power. He gave the company until the end of the day to comply or face the withdrawal of all investments from the group. Afterward, Elena and William shared a private moment in the elevator, where William confessed that he had acted out of genuine care and frustration at being seen only as a wealthy businessman. Over the next few days, the story leaked to the press. Marcos was fired, and Elena received a promotion. Later, William invited Elena to his rooftop, where he explained why he took the escort job, to be valued for who he truly is, not just his wealth. Elena, still confused but moved, realized their connection was real and meaningful. William admired Elena for being genuine and straightforward, unlike the people who usually approached him because of his wealth and status. With her, he felt free to be himself without any pretenses. They shared a light-hearted moment when Elena recalled paying $500 to make her ex jealous, a plan that had worked perfectly. Later, William invited Elena to cook dinner with him in his penthouse, revealing a softer, more personal side. They prepared a meal together, talked about everyday life, and enjoyed each other's company without the pressures of their usual roles. Elena realized she liked William for who he was, a caring, down-to-earth person, not for his fortune or business power. William confessed his feelings were genuine and suggested they take things slowly, enjoying the moment. That night, they relaxed watching a movie, and William shared that his escort work was more of a hobby, with meaningful experiences beyond business. Elena stayed overnight, waking up to a sweet note from William, showing his thoughtful side. Over the next few weeks, their relationship deepened with simple routines and mutual understanding. However, their private life soon became public when the media exposed their relationship, sparking rumors about conflicts of interest at Elena's company. Concerned about the company's reputation, Ricardo suggested Elena take a paid leave to calm the situation. Feeling humiliated and frustrated, Elena doubted if William's influence could protect her career. Meeting William later, she learned he hadn't expected the media attention and apologized sincerely. Despite the challenges, William promised to support her through the difficult times ahead. Elena confronts William about their relationship, feeling hurt that he didn't disclose from the start that he was a major investor in the company she works for. William insists their relationship isn't about business, but Elena struggles with his lack of honesty. She questions whether he was only interested in her because of her job or if she was just a means to gather insider information. Feeling betrayed, Elena leaves, overwhelmed by the media attention and mounting pressure. William sends heartfelt messages, insisting he genuinely fell in love with her and that she meant more than business. Despite his efforts, Elena cuts off contact and escapes to Seattle to stay with her friend Marina. There, she reflects on the situation and wonders if William's silence came from fear rather than malice. Marina suggests that misunderstanding and fear can cause people to withhold the full truth. Meanwhile, William publicly sells his shares in Elena's company to eliminate any conflict of interest and to prove his intentions were genuine. Realizing she might have misjudged him, Elena returns to New York. She confronts William again, asking for complete honesty. William reveals he didn't know much about her initially but was drawn to her uniqueness. He presents Elena with a folder of unsent emails, showing his sincere interest and efforts over the past 2 months. This moment marks a turning point for them, as Elena begins to see William beyond his business persona, understanding the complexity of their connection and the vulnerability behind his actions. William had written many unsent emails to Elena, expressing his true feelings and the deep love he felt for her. He admitted he was afraid to reveal the truth about their professional connection, fearing it would change everything between them. To remove any conflict of interest, William sold his shares in Elena's company, proving his feelings were genuine and not business-driven. Elena was touched but confused why he hadn't shared this sooner. William asked for a chance to explain everything honestly, emphasizing that she meant more to him than any deal. They decided to become both business partners and a couple, founding Rivera Jang Sustainable Investments together. Their company focused on ethical and sustainable investments, quickly gaining recognition for funding impactful projects like clean energy startups and community initiatives. Elena took on the role of CEO, while William became the co-founder, and they worked harmoniously both professionally and personally. At their company's launch event, held at the same hotel where their story began, William publicly proposed to Elena, presenting a ring engraved with the number 500, a meaningful symbol from their early days. Elena accepted with tears of joy. 6 months later, they married in a small ceremony at Central Park, marking a new chapter in their lives. Elena was celebrated as a Young CEO of the Year, while William supported her from behind the scenes. Their story became an inspiring example of how true love and genuine partnerships can grow unexpectedly from the most unlikely beginnings.